The recent controversy involving Soyu, a member of the former girl group Sistar, has taken the internet by storm, sparking intense debate over whether the singer was a victim of racial discrimination or simply caught in a misunderstanding that spiraled out of control. The incident began when Soyu took to her social media on October 18th to share what she described as a deeply upsetting experience aboard a U.S. airline flight from Atlanta to Seoul after finishing her schedule in New York. According to her post, she boarded the long-haul flight feeling exhausted and merely wanted to check the meal service time. Unable to communicate comfortably in English, she asked to speak with a Korean-speaking flight attendant, assuming there would be one on the Korea-bound flight. However, she claimed that her request was met with hostility. The purser, or chief flight attendant, allegedly treated her as though she were a problematic passenger, and even called for security. Soyu wrote that she was shocked and anxious, saying she had to insist, "If I'm the problem, I'll get off the plane." She then described enduring 15 hours of cold stares and unfriendly behavior from the crew, during which she ate nothing and felt humiliated and hurt, wondering if what she had just experienced was a form of racial discrimination. Her emotional post quickly spread online, gaining widespread attention and sympathy from fans and netizens who saw the incident as yet another example of racial bias faced by Asians when traveling abroad. Many users expressed anger at the airline, demanding an explanation and calling for an investigation. However, the situation soon became much more complicated when an anonymous passenger, who claimed to have been on the same flight, shared a completely different version of events. In an online community post, the supposed witness wrote that Soyu had appeared intoxicated before boarding and had told the crew herself that she was too tired to eat. The person claimed to have overheard the staff saying that people who were drunk should not be on the flight, and insisted that no security personnel had been called at any point. The witness also said that Soyu had admitted out loud that she was a bit drunk and asked for a Korean-speaking crew member because she could not read the menu properly. The post went on to criticize Soyu, saying that it was wrong of her to accuse the airline of racism when she had been at fault for her own behavior. The writer ended by saying that, as a Korean and a fan, they felt embarrassed by what had happened and sympathetic toward the flight attendants who had to handle the situation. This witness post spread quickly and ignited a fierce online debate. Some users immediately sided with Soyu, arguing that fatigue and stress from traveling could easily lead to miscommunication, and that even if she had consumed alcohol, the staff's behavior, if as described, seemed unnecessarily harsh. Others, however, felt that if the witness's version was true, Soyu might have exaggerated or misunderstood what happened. The post was later deleted, but not before screenshots had circulated widely across social media and news platforms. As questions grew, Soyu issued a follow-up statement, clarifying that she had not been drunk. She explained that she had only had a small amount of wine provided with her meal at the airport lounge before boarding, and that no one at the gate or on the crew had said anything about her condition when she entered the plane. She reiterated that her intention was never to create a scandal or seek compensation, but to share her experience in hopes that no one else would ever face similar treatment. She also apologized to any passengers who might have been made uncomfortable by the incident. Both her clarification and the witness's deleted post left the public even more divided. Online discussions turned into heated arguments over cultural differences, service expectations, and the fine line between discrimination and miscommunication. Some commenters pointed out that on U.S. carriers, even on international routes to Korea, not every crew member speaks Korean, and service culture can be more procedural and less personalized compared to Korean airlines. Others argued that a simple request for a Korean-speaking attendant should never have been treated as suspicious or problematic. Several industry insiders explained that flight pursers have strict responsibilities for safety and order in the cabin, which can sometimes make their tone seem firm or cold, especially when they believe a passenger may cause issues. Still, the suggestion that a passenger would be treated with hostility or ignored for asking to speak Korean struck many as plausible and painful, given the ongoing conversations about unconscious bias in customer service industries. For many Korean travelers, Soyu's stories seem to fit into a pattern of frustrating and sometimes disrespectful treatment by certain U.S. carriers. At the same time, others urged caution, reminding the public that both sides of Soyu's case were based on unverified personal accounts, Neither Delta Airlines nor Soyu's management company immediately released a detailed explanation, and the supposed witness's post disappeared before it could be investigated. Analysts and cultural commentators have since said that this kind of controversy reveals how fragile international service interactions can be, especially when language barriers, cultural expectations, and emotional fatigue are involved. It also shows how quickly a single social media post from a public figure can snowball into a nationwide debate about identity, fairness, and professionalism. For now, the truth of what exactly happened on that flight remains unclear. What is certain is that Soyu felt deeply hurt and disrespected, while others insist that her actions may have been misinterpreted or overstated. Without an official statement from the airline or any video evidence, people are left to piece together the story through conflicting recollections. In a sense, the controversy reflects something larger than one celebrity's experience. It highlights how even small misunderstandings in multicultural settings can explode into global talking points in the age of social media. Whether this was a case of racial bias, simple miscommunication, or both, the episode has prompted conversations about empathy, cultural sensitivity, and the importance of clearer communication in international travel. And that's it for this video, guys. What are your thoughts on this? Share in the comments down below. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.